looks like we've got about 16 people signed up for the tournament so far. Yeah, almost 16 players, so it's not too many buys, almost an even cut there.
Yeah, that's great. Can you send me the brackets maybe? I don't think I have them at the moment.
Yep, sure. All right, there it is.
Thanks. So far, the only two people I recognize are Hawaii and Ranma. Oh, Shady is there as well. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I've seen some of the players in just on ladder or in the monthly cup qualifiers as well. I think most of them, or at least half of them, are God rank.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So
It's gonna be
hopefully
some
we get
top
some
level
good
play then.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to see some decks that aren't meta yet. Like for example, maybe somebody cooked up an Apex version.
Yeah, it'd be
I
good to
know.
see some new stuff. There's been a little bit of Apex on the Faeria Team League, I think, but
Yeah,
uh,
the Badger girl
yeah,
played a lot of Apex, I think.
yeah. The bracket should be up any minute now. I'm not really sure what we're waiting for. Um, we're going to spectate Hawaii and his opponent for the first round
Okay.
since he volunteered.
Um,
So have you had a
like
chance to play
it's
this format here? It's different than the usual format. You have to win with both your decks, and
oh, okay.
when you win, you change decks. When you lose, you keep decks. So it's kind of reversed.
Yeah, that's definitely a new swing. We've seen the Pantheon format for quite a while now, so sure, why not try something new and fresh? See how it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah. I like this format because then you don't see just one deck sweeping every series, so it makes
Yeah,
things more interesting. Also rewards people for being better with a larger range of decks.
yeah, that's true. I guess you have to approach deck building differently then as well, since you I don't know, do you rely on picking counter decks then, or how
Um,
do you go about preparing for this?
no, it doesn't. I mean, it's just a best out of three, so you can't really counter very well because it's just your other deck,
Yeah,
right?
but I think overall it's nice to have some more tournaments. We have the Faeria Team League now, and now we see TCG eSports bringing a tournament of their own. I feel like it's healthy for the game to have more variety.
Yeah, it definitely
And
is.
I mean, having the monthly is great, don't get me wrong, especially with such a high price pool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice that you got the two qualifiers plus ladder all leading up into the big tournament every month, but hopefully get more of these small tournaments as well that aren't linked to it.
Yeah.
Okay, the bracket should go up in 1 minute, I believe.
Okay. And Hawaii gets the bye.
Okay, well, ruining my plans. I guess we'll just go down one and get Senra versus Dirk.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Ranma versus Ashley might also be good. I don't know the other players, to be honest. You'll have to decide here, I think.
okay, so let's see if I can invite these guys so we can spectate them, since the person I had planned on spectating got a bye. And I'll invite you.
Have you played against one of these guys on ladder?
Um, you know, the Sanra looks familiar, but there's a lot of names that look kind of like that. It might be off by a couple letters. I'm not really sure, actually. Maybe, though. Maybe. Um, okay, they're both ready, so let's get into it.
Yeah. I haven't been playing ladder much recently, so I'm not experienced in who's playing right at the moment and who's not.
Yeah, there might be some players who just got really good recently.
Yeah.
All right, great. So we got our first game between Sinra and Dirk. Let's see what decks they're playing. Okay, it looks like we got Crackthorn versus Burn, or Mono Red.
Yeah, so no real surprises here. Unless they have tech cards like, oh wait, is that mono red burn? Looks like it.
I think so.
And we see a gift of steel as well. So maybe mono red combat burn, I guess.
Um, yeah, probably. I mean, if you're playing Red Burn, then you probably play the combat creatures with combat take 2 damage and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just feel like it's a weaker version of the mobility burn we see on ladder at the moment. Because you don't have access to these Scourge Venom Spectres, which give you such a smooth late game and are very
Yeah,
great finishers, even in combination with the Gift of Steel.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're kind of. I think they have some different matchups. Because this deck takes a lot less time to set up because it's just one color. So you can draw more. You can make neutral
You can double
lands.
land,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're kind of different. I'd probably compare it more to just the normal red, like a red control. Um, and this one's less board control-y and more hoping to get damage through.
Yeah, but you have a hard time finishing off your opponent, in
Yeah,
my
harder
opinion.
time than with the combat burn.
Yeah.
Um, so Senra chose to go the opposite side, and they both started in the middle. And Dirk is
Did he
going
not
into the
move into the
wells.
well? I mean, he didn't move with the wood elemental, right? Maybe he wants to keep wood elemental near, close to his orb.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to keep a taunt close to your orb, but um,
Now with the second wood elemental picked up, I think you can safely go into double collection here now.
yeah, or he might need to put out one of those wood elementals to defend since Sinner is getting pretty close to his orb with that double neutral there.
Yeah, I mean, you're more concerned about the creature he drops next. Not that afraid of the Bloodslinger
Yeah,
stealing
no,
back.
I'm just saying that he could mount next turn and place something right next to
Yeah,
his orb next turn, so he probably wants to
for
prepare for that.
example, like X Grinder or Cypher.
Yep.
And now we see the red player already applying pressure here. But I feel like with this hand, Dedrick is in a good spot. He has the answers in hand. Grove Collar and Elderwood to react.
Yeah,
Truly a
definitely.
great combo.
Yeah, the Eldwood Embrace is probably going to be really important right here, since he doesn't have very big creatures, but with the Eldwood Embrace plus some of the removal spells he has in hand, then he can clear this
Yeah.
cipher.
Is he going for the Cypher though?
Um, I imagine you do go for the cipher, unless you wanted to like maybe bait out removal first with say an Axe Grinder or a Grimguard, and then follow up with cipher, and hopefully his removal's gone by then.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen removal all game.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it would be more tempting if Senra had, for example, a Flame Burst, so could bait out with an Axe Grinder the teleport buff here, then Flame Burst to
Yeah,
finish it off, and drop Cipher, and then the Cipher would go uncontested. But without a Flame Burst, it seems kind of difficult for him to bait something like that out and have a good response.
it does. I think. Yeah, what do we see here? Maybe just the Elderwood teleport. Do you would you consider keeping the teleport here as a late game, potentially late game
Um,
finisher?
I mean, if you want to be safe, you gotta teleport one of the Wood Elementals, Elderwood Embrace, Hidden, and Cypher's Wrath. Um, that's really the only safe option here.
Yeah. And next turn, the Crackthorn Thwing might be enough to close out this game. I feel like he
Yeah,
just can't deal with all the buffs as a mono red player.
yeah, they're gonna be really spread out on this board, but it's gonna be a lot of value. Not really anything that mono red can keep up with a single card.
Yeah. I mean, X Grinder plus Grimguard Gift might be decent enough for now, but we see Flame Burst as an answer in hand.
Ooh, a second Crackthorn. That was a pretty good pickup for next turn.
Yeah. Would you go for the Flame Burst clear here? And just move in the Grove Collar to get the clear on the X Grinder next turn with the Crackthorn?
Uh, it's kind of tough. There, you could gamble here. It's not super likely, but you could Crackthorn to clear the taunt there. Um,
I mean, it's not that likely, right?
you need
Yes.
3 pings plus buffs, so it's not it's lower than 50%, I believe, but it could happen. And I mean, even if it doesn't happen, you put a lot of stats on the board, and you can use your flame burst next turn.
Yeah. That's true.
Like you're not going to be able to get hit twice if you do that, and you're not really
I mean,
getting
if you do that, you're weaker to removal yourself, though, right?
true.
If Sinra has a Flame Burst of his own, and oof,
Yeah, so he didn't get the random pings he was looking for there, but
and he gets punished.
he doesn't really get that punished. I mean, he was going to take some damage like this anyway, right? He
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, interesting. Is he gonna all in buff here? Or is he gonna drop the X grinder?
yeah, I like
Looks like
dropping the
goes
X
for the
grinder.
X grinder. I like it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
So
we see Dederick punished for this greedy line.
yeah, I probably would have moved the growth collar in to help defend.
I mean, it's very likely that next turn some damage goes on the X grinder and then some buffs go in your growth collar, maybe? You could have even drawn for a buff if you choose to, or another removal. I mean, it was more likely than this scenario, where you just block with the Crackdown and hope your buffs hit the Wood Elemental.
Right. But I mean, there was no way for him to stop uh, from getting hit last turn,
Yeah, I mean, you take 5 damage from the X grinder.
as opposed to 7, where he took this way. Yeah, true.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't have mind seeing the other X grinder in play.
It's pretty rough. I guess you just have to move to defend and yeah, play your Crackthorn to block. Hope you get the right buffs.
Yeah. This is hard now. Sandra can just... Oh, it's actually lethal.
Yeah, double Cypher's Wrath onto the 4/4 there.
Yeah, he should be able to spot it.
Yeah, I mean it's much more than lethal here. Well, not much more, but like 3 more. Um,
Is it the slow rope, BM?
yeah, well he's got time to find it if he doesn't see it right away.
Yeah,
Um,
it's... I mean, it's not the hardest spot lethal, but maybe he's just thinking about the next stacks his opponent could bring. I just want some time to prepare mentally for the next game, maybe.
maybe. I mean, it looks like he's hovering over that gift of steel, so I don't think he sees it. I think he is kind of tunnel visioned on using that gift of steel to hit in for 10.
Oh. Well, he can also just hit in
Oh yeah,
to
that's
preserve the
lethal too.
Bloodsinger.
That's lethal with the Bloodsinger ping, of course. Yeah. So there are multiple ways to win here.
What?
Is
Is he
it?
BMing?
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a elaborate BM here. I don't know.
Uh, okay. Well,
I wonder, could he have lost here? Like, no, I think like
no.
Forest Grove Caller, Cypher's Wrath is 2 off, so he couldn't have actually lost. So
Yeah,
maybe it
but
was some
still.
elaborate BM. I don't know. Just getting his opponent on tilt, perhaps, for the next game. Who
Yeah,
knows?
we are. I guess I have been slacking on my mind games, not putting my opponent on tilt when I can.
Yep. If you didn't spot that BM, then you're slacking on your mind games for sure.
Well, maybe this is the way for Senra to work this. Maybe maybe honest BM matters more than sportsmanship.
Maybe.
I mean, if it wins you the series, maybe we'll see some advanced forms of BM on ladder as well. Who knows?
Could be catching on. Who knows? Yeah, maybe he also just was thinking about something else or lagged out. Who knows? Hard to say.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so let's see what his next deck is here. He's got the he's used his red burn up, and it wasn't even that much of a burn deck. It was just kind of a value deck with some blood singers. Oh, he's got sack.
Ooh, sack
Oh,
against jump or library.
okay. So this could be Reaver um, or jump.
Yeah. I mean, jump runs libraries as well now, so from this hand you can't really tell. And he drops actually the library? What do you think of that?
I would have kept the library for sure with two water elementals.
Yeah, that just seems so nice.
Because it. Wait, would that have been a turn two library?
Yeah,
That's kind of insane, right?
I mean, library was in the state before it got nerfed that it only required 2 legs, so you could effectively have a 2-turn library. But I guess Dirk wants to play fair here, doesn't want to cheat,
Okay, yeah.
and use an early library to snowball his advantage.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been fair. I agree. Um, okay, so he's playing pretty normal jump list. Maybe he doesn't have very many libraries in his deck, and he just wanted the most aggressive start possible.
Yeah, and we see the Mystic Beast here as well. Whew. It's it's almost a turn 3 GG really, right?
Yeah, that is a very dominant start.
And the way Senra plays his lands isn't very good against blue jump. They can just take advantage of your green land here in front of the orb and jump on it.
Yeah. Usually the sack player will play to both sides, right on the edges there, here and
He's
here. Um,
he's locked out of collecting here. This is
yeah.
looking dark.
I mean, he did have a very bad hand here. He's got two Soul Eaters and two sacrifice creatures with nothing to sacrifice. If he had drawn, say, a Village Elder here, he would have kind of been able to go off. He would have been able to play the Elder,
Yeah,
sacrifice it to Wrangler, sacrifice the Wrangler to Assassin, and had a pretty decent board state there, at least to defend. That would have
I
represented
mean,
clearing both of these jump creatures.
he's actually just going for the Wind Soldier sack, so probably Demon Wrangler and Assassin after this. Oh, he made a mistake though. He shouldn't he have moved the Wind Soldier and then sacked the Demon Wrangler for Assassin, so Dirk can't value trade?
Um,
If that's what he
yeah,
had
I
in
think
mind.
I think so. It doesn't make a lot of sense to sacrifice the Wind Soldier there since it was going to be able to kill the Water Elemental. Um,
I
I
mean,
think this maximizes his just total creatures, like because he actually gets to use the Demon Wrangler to create another creature, so that'll buff his Soul Eaters more. So maybe that's what he's going for. But the value trade from the 3/3 into the 2/1 is pretty brutal here.
yeah, I think so too.
I mean, maybe you don't even do that though. Maybe you want to kill the you want to trade up the 3/3 into the 5/2 so that your Mystic Beast survives. I could see him doing
Yeah,
that.
I think you just hit him the 4/5 into the 2/1,
Okay, yeah,
and
that makes more sense.
you can even try to block him here with double lands because you have a water elemental on the side, on the hand, and then you just lake.
Yeah, that'd be a really cool play to see
Ooh,
him go for the landlock. Uh, Definitely had that happen to
Mm,
me before playing SAC. It's really rough when you just get rushed and landlocked as a SAC player because you don't have a
yeah.
very good early game every game.
What do you think of the Frogify here to um, to keep his water elemental alive? I mean,
Yeah, I don't really like that at all. I gotta be honest there. It's kind of like, I mean, I think he would just be better off playing his water elemental from his
I mean,
hand.
effectively, it's just a 2 HP buff on the water elemental.
Yeah, it's it's not great. Picks up
Oh,
another
I
Mystic
mean,
Beast though, so that's gonna be hard to deal with for
yeah.
Senra.
This assassin might be rough without the Frogify, and these Soul Eaters will come down eventually. But we saw Sinra draw last turn, so he needs some more turns.
Yeah, he's pretty far away from Soul Eater. Do you expect Dirk to be running Emperor's commands to deal with the assassin?
I mean, we saw a library,
Yep.
so maybe there's some Empress commands as well.
Yeah, it's pretty standard to play at least two Emperor's commands nowadays in Jump, especially
Yeah.
with libraries. So he just hasn't drawn one of them. It's probably in his deck somewhere.
Man, I really would have liked to see the land block come down, just closing in on Senra's fields,
Yeah, he
making making him unable to play any more special lands. That would have been huge.
yeah he could have done it this turn actually as well. Um,
Yeah,
chose not to. What do you think about trading in both creatures instead of just hitting hitting his orb
I
there
would have
for
just hit
7?
face.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean his assassin can only deal with one creature at a time,
Yep.
so I don't see a point of clearing it. And he doesn't even collect, so I really would have just let it stay there. And Senra keeps on drawing, still only on 3 lands.
Yeah, I mean Sunder's in a really tough spot. Behind on board, doesn't have the land for Soul Eater, so it's either you like do nothing.
Yeah,
Uh,
but what do you keep drawing for? I
uh,
feel like you just have to get down your special lands if you have 3 Soul Eaters in hand.
yeah, I agree. Especially that they're 6/6 now. They're big enough to actually do something now. Um,
Yeah,
I guess he's just really looking for like a village elder to sacrifice to the Shaitan assassin. And there's the Emperor's command.
and we see Elderwood Hermit here.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Elderwood Hermit and Sack. You get some really crazy starts. Just Elderwood Hermit plus the Demon Wrangler. You often get just a 7/6 flyer on the second turn, as well as a 2/1 collector just for 5 Faeria.
Yeah,
All right, well, Dirk thought he had the answer to an assassin with the command, but this assassin's a bit beefier. But he did draw Frogify, so that's actually a really good answer to it.
yeah.
So
So
that's 3/5.
maybe I just expect the Frogify here and then hit face. Or maybe
Um,
Frogify clear is better.
yeah, he's only giving
So
up 3 damage to clear it with the water elemental, so that might
but
be
he won't
worth
be
it
able to
there.
last Nightmare this way.
Although he could play Aurora actually and just hit for 10 instead of lethal.
It's also tempting.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much that a sack deck can do, even with the like one extra collection, just the frog there. So
Yeah,
you could hit for 10, and as long as Senra can't clear the 6/6, then you have lethal. But he's actually just gonna go for the 4/4, which is fine as well.
yeah. I think this is one anyways. The sec player doesn't really. I mean, what can Senra do here effectively to turn this around? I don't think there's much he can do. The pressure from blue jump was just too much, and him not getting out these special lands really hurt him.
All right, so Dirk ties up the series.
Yeah, and we see two more decks, I guess.
So it's gonna be sack versus Crackthorn, I believe, because those are the two decks that
Yeah.
haven't won yet.
Oh, right. Yeah. So some people say Crackdown is favored. Some people say um, Sec is favored. What do you think? I feel like it depends on
Oh wait, he
the game
picked
is up.
he picked blue again, so he might be confused about the rules because they're kind of opposite to the normal Faeria rules.
Yeah, you should tell him though,
Yeah,
so we can remake this.
yeah, I'll message him. I'm not sure what the protocol is for this. If it's a game loss or a redo.
Um, well, you have to get in contact with the guys over at T.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna turn your volume up a little bit on my end there. It's got someone
Sure.
telling me it's a bit low, so hopefully it's better now.
Yeah,
And
I could
then
have also tried to adjust my volume here, but
I can hear you fine, so I'm just gonna change it in OBS.
oh, okay.
Um,
I mean, the levels should be about equal. Maybe you should be a bit louder in general.
yeah, so I need to figure out if this is yeah, I'm gonna ask the admin here to do about this.
Mm. By the way, do you know if they have a rooster yet? Roster? I mean, TCE eSports.
If they have a what? Sorry.
Mm. Do you think they have a lineup yet on TCG eSports? I mean, I haven't seen them around them before.
Um, no, it's a they organize tournaments for all kinds of strategy games and stuff. So they're not like
Okay,
a
so
very
just
specific.
the organization.
Yeah, they're not a very specific organization.
Or
Um,
do they don't have a team as well, like
Not that I know of. No.
okay.
Okay, so we're being lenient here. We're gonna let them redo the game since it's different from the standard here. So I'll let them know. Um, Get a redo, and I'll tell his opponent as well.
That's the stuff I dislike most about casting tournaments, etc. Just
Yeah, I mean as
all the
well.
paperwork and the multitasking.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've learned these last couple of days since I've been casting the Faeria Team League twice, I think, and one time without Lou. Him preparing really helped.
Yeah,
It was so tedious getting all the deck lists by myself, and then I think I had to compile our list for the Zenith team because Ranma sent me all the lists individually, so I had to make an extra file.
yeah, yeah. It's a lot of little things to add
And
up. Can be annoying.
all that while talking to what felt like 1,000 people over PMs.
Yep.
Okay, so we back
Yep,
in
we're
this
back.
game,
Now we get the matchup we expected. Sack versus Crackthorn. So
and we see Garrodon here.
good hands for both players.
Ooh.
Oh, but Dirk is actually going to throw two of those cards back, which I don't know. Might have kept the whole thing actually.
Yeah, I would have liked seeing Garrodon here, just because it's so good against Sec. Like
Yeah, definitely.
you want you want your AoE in this matchup, that's for sure.
Yep. So
And we see,
center starts in the middle again.
yeah. I mean, it's also bad against Crackthorn, since they can just dash on your lands if they choose to.
Yeah, but if he can get some creatures out to block, maybe he can just prevent the Crackthorn player from getting any aggressive lands. I think that's what he's going to aim to do here.
Yeah, and early Aerodon might carry in this game.
Yeah, earlier on
I
is
feel like,
just super strong.
especially with all these creature-based removal that you have in Sec, your spiders and your wind soldiers getting stronger might really be a factor here.
Yeah, have we seen that he plays spiders yet?
I assume it's Mayhem's list.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe with the added Last Nightmare. I don't think Mayhem played Last Nightmare in the monthly.
So he has the option to flame burst or play a boss. I think I prefer playing the boss here, just to get two fairy off that
Yeah,
Aerodon.
I mean, it's most likely gonna trade with another creature, so you might as well play the underground boss here.
Yeah, I mean the flame burst prevents him from collecting, but you get a lot more fairy by just playing the boss. So he opts for the flame burst though.
Yeah, and now we see the train has arrived in Value Town. Bloom Sprite and Elderwood Hermit both are buffed up to a 2/2. So all of these 1/1 drops are out of reach of Ground Shaker. It's also very important, I think. Just makes it harder for the Crackthorn player to deal with.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal in this matchup, since Crackthorn itself plus Ground Shaker both deal damage one at a time.
What do you think of playing the Bloom Spread here in range of the Wood Elemental?
Um, I don't really. I mean, I guess he gets the green card out of it next turn. That's maybe what he wants from it. But the Wind Soldier, since it's a 4/2, would just be able to play the Wood LA
Ooh,
anyway.
yeah.
So I don't really see the point, except for just getting that reduced cost green card out earlier. Oh, we got a good
Ooh,
one.
that's not bad. What do you think about the teleport here?
It seems pretty unnecessary to me, but I mean, he got close to the orb, so he can make an aggressive mountain, I guess,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
and
we see
get 3
Senra
damage
here
in.
probably denying X render spot, yeah.
Yeah, good play by Senra.
And the Bone Collector is gonna grow out of control here really fast.
Yep, that's a 4/6 just right off the bat, so that's going to be pretty difficult for Duck to deal with.
Another Growth Caller picked up here. Not really doing that much at the moment, to be honest.
No, he's going to need to play the boss or the crack farm before the growth claw is going to do anything effective.
I don't want to say this is almost over, but Dirk, if he drops the creature here, we see Sinra with the Last Nightmare as an answer. So, no, no really a way for Dirk to contest this Bone Collector at the moment. And I
Um,
feel like,
yeah, not really, but he could. I mean, what if he just gets 2 buffs on each? Then neither one is really good to Last Nightmare, and then he could maybe do a Grove Caller play to finish off the Bone Collector on the one that doesn't get Last Nightmare if the Last Nightmare even gets used.
yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a full kill though. And the Grove Caller stepping in might just let the Bone Collector survive for one more turn.
Well, it's gonna get 2 buffs and take 4 damage, so it's actually gonna be able to be cleared by this Flame Burst.
Yeah, but then again, Dirk doesn't have a creature in play.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Senra's definitely ahead.
I feel like if you lose the board against Sec, it might be really hard to come back since they can just spam the board with creatures, and there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I agree. Crackthorn needs to push an early advantage in order to win this matchup usually. Because once the Soul Eaters start coming down, there's nothing that Crackthorn can do.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice clear here by Senra. And yeah, well, I think we'll see the Flame Burst come down here. Or you could just set up what elemental maybe on the other side to collect, but
Yeah, you could, but I mean, the Bone Collector's collecting. You might as well just deal with that and
yeah,
set up your collector next turn.
like we're gonna see Flame Burst here, and then next turn Senra can +1 Wrangler and Hermit, and that sets him up for the win, I think.
Do you think it's worth it to play the both of those in the same turn, or do you want to just be
I think
drawing every
it's
turn towards the Soul Eaters?
I think it's totally worth it. You develop such a big board,
Yeah, but you don't really
and
get much value out of it right now because you don't have any Bone Collectors on the board.
I mean,
Or Spirits of Rebirth if he plays those as well.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's one. I guess you could go for Spirit then.
yeah, kind of like just drawing here and probably playing a Spirit. Uh, Dirk +1 last turn, so if he draws a Crackthorn, he can +1 again to play it, which would be probably his best way to get back into this. So he's leaving himself outs to still be
Yeah.
in this game.
Bit of Spirit of Rebirth with a 4/4 body here. That's almost kind of scary.
Yeah, that early Erdon just gave Senra a huge advantage.
He's gonna wrangle the Wood Elemental.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that seems fine to me.
Yeah. Oh. And this might actually be the card to bring Dirk back into the game. If Senra
Yeah,
keeps committing stuff to the board.
yeah, it's not gonna kill the Spirit of Rebirth, and he'd have to. He kind of has to telegraph it, right, to be able to play it, because he has to +1 this turn and next turn.
Yeah. So if he +1s this turn and doesn't have a play in hand, Senra should know that a Garrison is about to come down.
Yeah, he should know. So we won't play anything else and do it. And Gyarados isn't actually that good on the like it kills the 5/2 and the 3/2, but it buffs gives 2 buffs via the Spirit of Rebirth.
Yeah. We see the Wood Elemental come down, okay. I feel like you just draw here, or do you? I don't think you want to go for the combo. I mean, your Elderwood is now
Yeah,
3/3.
like you want to have a
Might as well.
creature in hand, I think, to get buffs from the Spirit of Rebirth.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a pretty big board.
He does, but I feel like Shade Assassin is kind of out of position here.
Yeah, it would probably be a bit better between the wells on that desert.
I mean, you're not gonna smoke with the 2/2.
So maybe now is the time to save for Gyarados.
Yeah, I think so.
Dirt got his collector down, so he can just run away with it, and yeah.
Oh, mobility pickup here is huge. I mean,
Yeah, so he can trade in with any of these really, but he has to make lands if he wants to trade in with the assassin or the spirit. So I might just do
I,
it with the demon wing, so I
yeah,
could draw.
I would like to see a draw here. But then again, do you want to commit more to the board with the Fnatic? Like, you get the trade, that's nice and all, but
It's not really committing more since you're trading one off and putting another down.
yeah, but is it worth it, or do you keep mobility for the assassin? I mean, clearing this wood elemental doesn't accomplish much at the moment, besides denying the one collecting,
It
the one
denies one
collection.
collection, kills a 3 for it. I mean, it's fine. It's not great.
I feel like you just draw here for a Soul Eater. That's
Yep.
also good, maybe. Yeah, see, this desert placement unfortunately doesn't allow Senra to play a Wind Soldier in charge to the Wood Elemental.
Okay, well, good not only kills two things, but it takes the shield off the assassin, does 3 damage to the spirit, so that's pretty decent. He's really
I
far
wonder,
behind, but
I wonder if you just wait, maybe. So you I mean, that's a bit greedy, but your Crackthorn could potentially clear the shield of the assassin, and then you could still Garden. But maybe you want the collector out.
yeah,
So I guess you just make a forest mountain on the right side. I mean, it's not a double collecting spot, but it can get into double collecting next turn.
yeah, either that or probably just +1 to get closer to being able to play Crackthorn. If you +1 here, then you could actually play Crackthorn next turn, assuming Gyarados. Like if you collect with Wood Ellie here, then you could. Oh, he goes for the Crackthorn. Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that. He almost killed the
Yeah.
Shapen Assassin.
I feel like now you just want to trade him the assassin, though.
Yeah, I agree. The Assassin's really vulnerable right now. I mean, you get really good value by killing that 6/7.
And your opponent can't even play Garden next turn, so committing the Fanatic's fine. And even contests his 4/4 with a jump. Pretty insane.
Yep. Yep, that works out really well. And Dirk is going to be 1 Faeria off playing this Gyarados. Uh,
Yeah.
so it seems like Dirk should have. No. Was there any way to set up this Gyarados? If he had collected and played the Crackthorn on the mountain next to the Wood Elemental, I guess that's the only way. Assuming that both creatures don't get cleared.
Yeah.
12 cards in, and Sender still hasn't found a Soul Eater. Kind of the opposite of what happened in the first game, where all 3 Soul Eaters were present,
Yeah.
but none hit play.
Yeah, unfortunately no Solitors here. I feel like is it worth to clear the Crackthorn here? Or do you want to draw? I feel like you just hit in the Crackthorn and then move up your 5/1.
Well, it's Dirk's turn.
Oh, it's Dirksen. Sorry, I was a bit out of focus.
So, um,
Yeah, well, you can't Garden this turn.
yeah, there's not really much you can do.
Pre-buffing also doesn't seem quite right since you know your opponent runs Last Nightmare. I mean, he already used one,
Yeah,
but
I mean, you could +1 boss, and then if the boss hits something next turn, then you could still Gyarados, I think. But that wouldn't really accomplish much. Oh, finally we see Soul Eater, so this game might be ending
yeah.
soon.
So finally some action here for the Soul Eater.
Yeah, without Soul Eater's sack, it's just so slow at killing. Like you get the board, you know you're gonna win. It just can take a long time until you actually find a Soul Eater, which closes the game very fast.
So I would just maybe clear the Crackthorn and set up Soul Eater.
Yep. All right.
What do you think about playing Soul Eater first? Like just sequencing wise? Is it better to have more
Oh,
damage on one soldier for removal? Or burst, perhaps?
I mean, he got the buff on the Wind Soldier anyway, but if you assume that your opponent doesn't run Voice of Truth, then I think it's probably better to have the buff onto the Soul Eater.
Yeah. I mean, some crackdowns run Voice of Truth.
Yeah,
I had to experience that the hard way by playing Green Yellow Haste into it and
yeah.
getting 11 a 10 11 follower Voice of Truth.
So, for example, if Dirk had Voice of Truth, Feed the Forest, and Gyarados, then you'd want the one buff onto the Wind Soldier to actually. Well, no, he'd get a ton of buffs. He would get so many buffs from that. But that would be one more damage. It's pretty rough for Dirk.
Yeah.
Everything he kills is just going to buff the Soul Eater and the last card in Senra's hand. They're just giving up.
Going for the wood elemental to delay? Well,
No, he didn't find any winning options, I guess. All right, he gave up. So
yeah.
Senra takes it 2-1 with the sack,
Yeah.
and
Some interesting choices here. Especially the way Senra builds his land.
yeah.
Usually you see Sek go to both sides. But obviously Senra had some other plans.
All right, so I think the next game is going to be between Crusher and Pomato. You want to leave that lobby so I can invite you?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Don't have Pomato on here. So I'll ask him. All right, well, it looks like that was the longest match. So we've already got Ranma has won 2 matches, so he's in the third round. Um, Hawaii had his bye. He's gonna play against Senra. Pomato beat Shady,
Oh,
and Crusher beat Tynes. So now they're in the third round as well.
so yeah,
So we,
let's jump into the match, I guess, against Pomodo with Crusher.
uh,
And yeah, all these games looked like they were. Oh no, we can't see the score represented. Like it's always gonna show 2-0, right?
um, I don't think it has to show 2-0. Maybe they were all just 2-0s.
I mean, it shows that way on the brackets.
There we go. Now he's added me.
Man, I gotta love these names. Crusher 99.
Yep.
With some old school internet alter egos. I like it.
All right, and let's get into the next match.
Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe we see some spicier decks than before.
Yeah, I mean,
Crackdown and Sack both are very staple decks, I feel
yeah,
like.
Sack is a little bit less so, but some
Yeah.
mono red with a little bit of burn on it. Ooh, Beastmaster.
Ooh.
Okay, well,
I
I
gotta.
guess
I'm biased here, that's for sure.
both casters going to be picking sides a bit early here, but we'll see what
Yeah.
we can do about maintaining some objectivity.
I
So
mean, I still want to give Crusher a chance here. If he pulls out an Azurai, I'll be
okay,
amazed and be glad to switch sides.
okay, I can agree with that. Yeah, it's probably just going to be a standard yellow Tempest, but let's see what he's
Yeah.
got. Got Deep Wood Grizzlies and Ancient Beastmasters and a bunch of mobility for Pomato.
So it looks more like a mid-range build of green. The Grizzly only having one forest as a land requirement. Oof, and the Verdant Force.
Yeah, I mean Grizzlies is really good unless your opponent has choking sands or just even bigger creatures.
I mean, you have a Beastmaster here,
Yeah, so the
so
Grizzly's
you
going to
could
be able to.
potentially just play the Grizzly and maybe don't collect this turn.
Yep. If you just block with the Grizzly here, then Crusher won't be able to Last Nightmare and have the lands to double collect.
Yes.
So as long as you don't make the landform there, which would be a disaster because then Crusher would be able to Last Nightmare the Grizzly and Flash on the
And
Charger
take the...
to clear the Beastmaster.
Yeah, exactly. So Pomato really thinking this one through.
Yeah,
I think,
so if he if he has Thyron Golems in his deck, I'd say just play a Forest and play the Grizzly. And if he ooh, ooh, he made the
ooh,
land. He was almost there. He almost made the right play there to play around Last Nightmare Flashwind, but
yeah. Unfortunately, though, Crusher will be able to crush here.
yep.
And Pomato now in a really tough spot. Yikes. Yeah, definitely a mistake here. Grove Guardian picked up.
Yeah, but he can't play
I
it this
could
turn.
I could imagine just seeing a Horse Master maybe dropped as a collector, but then again we haven't seen Soul Drain or any other removal from Crusher here.
Yeah, you probably just have to drop Horsemaster +1. Oh, he doesn't have the third Forest because he made the double land, so he won't even be able to play Growth Guardian next turn.
So maybe you should just wait And that also kind of feels bad.
Yeah, and I kind of like blocking with the Horse Master, so Crusher has to make a land to collect or have the Soul Drain. I mean, you're pretty far behind here. You need some things to go right, so you can't
Yeah,
play around everything. You just probably have to hope he doesn't have a Soul Drain.
I mean, that was a turn 3 play, yeah. Turn 3 and the game's almost over. I don't see a way. It's so hard for Green to come back from such a tempo play.
Yeah, Green really needs to collect. Either that or have some crazy plays with Feed the Forest.
Yeah,
You know,
Willow Feet is definitely something you can consider.
yeah, I mean, your opponent can be like
Oof.
triple collecting, and you can just be playing a Willow Feed every turn, and you can actually stay in it for a few turns.
And we see Soul Drain picked up, so Tomato gets rewarded for not playing the Housemaster and being patient. However,
Yeah,
we also see Demon in hand, and I think Crusher's just gonna make. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, he
He
probably should have
doesn't
made the
go
desert here on the well.
the
Uh,
well, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like he just noticed it. And Demon's one of the best cards against mono green. It's just such high attack
Yeah.
for such
And
a low cost.
Command as well. Gonna see. We're gonna see Demon take a value trade here.
Yeah, with the command, that's pretty strong. Tomato really gonna wish that he had Famine in his deck. Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Okay,
I don't
well,
like this.
Crusher played around Famine. You never know,
Isn't
right?
it better to keep two creatures on the board?
I think so. I think the Charger's really valuable in this matchup. Um,
Especially if your opponent doesn't have an immediate answer, which Tomato didn't have last turn, so it was safe to assume that he didn't have a Falcon Dive in hand or a command relay. We could see Soul Drain Wind Soldier just to take care of the 3-4.
he's actually gonna take the value trade with the Demon, I guess. Takes a turn off of hitting face.
Again, I'm not a fan of this line. I mean, you have a significant Faria advantage, and Wind Soldier Soul Drain would have been 3 Faria in total to take that out.
Yeah, but it's 2 cards, whereas this really only costs you 3 health
Yeah,
on your guy and Flash Wind. You say his removal to clear that double collector, so it seems like it worked out okay for him.
yeah. Then again, you could have cleared that double collector with the Flash Wind as well.
True.
And he doesn't play the Fanatic to hit face here and set up lethal potentially.
Um,
Right? Yeah, he would have had lethal with Fanatic in play.
well, he has a Wind Soldier.
Yeah, yes. I mean that's enough, right?
It definitely is now with the Island Ranger.
Yeah.
You can just, I mean, there's a number of ways to do this, but you can play the
I think he's bad at
Campfire
it.
and the Wind Soldier, and he'll get it. Okay, I'm gonna turn your volume up again. People in chat are
I'm
saying it's
sorry, I
a
have
bit
to
low.
speak up, I guess, but it's very late here in Germany.
Yep. All right, so yeah, that game was pretty much decided on turn 3 where he made the double lands there to enable that double
Yeah,
clear.
that nightmare really ruined Tomato's day.
Yep. It was a kind of the perfect cards for yellow tempo to have against green there. The Charger Flash Wind plus Nightmare.
Yeah.
Um, but could have been mitigated a bit if you didn't make those lands.
Oh, and it's green again, is that right?
Yep. So he lost with the green deck, so he can play it again. But Crusher won, so he has to change decks.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a crazy hand. That's just the full combo. Oakling Feed, Deepwood Stalker. So he's gonna have
Yeah, it's looking pretty great here actually. I mean, usually blue is considered a counter, but if you have such a great hand here, I don't know what could go wrong.
well, the buff might not land on the Deepwood Stalker since he's gonna draw 2 cards or 3 cards even by the time he
Yeah,
gets to
gets another
play
Oakling.
this.
So you can just drop Oakling here in the next turn. You could Oakling again, but you have to keep the feet though.
So does this look like the Reaver list here? Playing Sturdy Shells
Maybe.
and Ancient Heralds for Crusher.
What do you think of waiting a turn to play a shell in the opposite direction here?
Um, I think I would have just played it the first turn probably, but this is gonna allow him to get to double collection without really being contested, so maybe it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
So he went for the double land here. So he's not going to be able to
Interesting.
feed into Deepwood Stalker. I mean, it would only have a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 chance depending on what he draws. So maybe he wants to play out some of these other creatures and increase his chances of hitting Deepwood Stalker.
Yeah, I feel like he also wants to contest the left side with a shell.
Yeah, maybe playing Verdurn Force on that side.
And at the moment, we don't see a Froggy Fry for Crusher. So not really a good way of dealing with the Veteran Force.
Yeah, or any of these Oakling buffed creatures
Yeah.
that should be coming out pretty soon.
I mean, Reaver has the late game though, that's for sure.
Oh, there's the Beastmaster, so we can play Beastmaster plus Oakling.
I guess, yeah. Doesn't seem that terrible, to be honest.
Yeah, looks good to me. I don't think there's any rush to get this Verdurn Force down. I wouldn't mind just playing the feed here either.
Yeah, I mean, a buff Beastmaster is always nice
Yep,
as well.
exactly.
Oh,
12-12. Not the best in this
not what
matchup
you're
because
looking
there's
for.
Frogify and Phantasm.
Yeah. Is he gonna do it again?
It's
Oh, he's
could work
playing
out.
with
Oh no! Oh no! This could be really bad. I
Ah,
mean, it is really bad
damn.
because he has a Phantasm. Wow, that was unlucky. But he took the risk. He didn't have to take this risk.
Yeah. I mean, as nice as a 7-17 looks in hand, I don't think it's gonna do much work this game.
Maybe I mean, it's gonna be an 18-18 actually.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I almost forgot about the Beastmaster here.
All right, so using those feeds did not pay off at all here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the stalker didn't get hit. I mean, you have to consider though, this Veteran Force is basically 17 Faeria start in your hand. It's a tempo swing of 11 Faeria here, right? Oh no, 12
Oh,
Faeria if Beastmaster stays alive. So if you draw into another feat, you could potentially gain some tempo here by feeding Veteran.
I mean, he only has one left in his deck, so I don't know about that. Also, I
Yeah.
don't know if I have the heart to feed an 1818. That just feels so sad.
I mean, it's just straight up bad against blue, right?
Oh, I mean, there's always the chance that they don't have Frogify.
Yeah. Oh, what if what if you growth color here? Huh.
It
So
wouldn't really prevent collection, so maybe it's better to save it. Maybe he can set up an OTK with this Veteran Force.
yeah, maybe that's what's going through his mind. Library again, really hard to deal with for the green player.
Yep. Yeah, this is a really bad matchup for green here.
I mean, he can get to it in the turn with the growth color. Maybe even next turn if he draws into wood elemental. Oh,
Ooh, wow.
it's time to drop an 1818, I guess.
Yeah, that and with the library down, that is a one-turn kill.
That is actually lethal.
If he just wow, if he can just dodge Frogifire or another Phantasm, and
I would
if Crusher doesn't block the teleport, then he's gonna win next turn,
I would
assuming he
just
goes for it.
go maybe double neutral here to really secure that attack path and drop the Baron behind since you have to teleport anyways. What do you think of that?
Um, yeah, I don't know if you need a double neutral.
Oh, why not? Why not double neutral here? It secures the spot on his orb and his water elemental can't jump onto your
I mean, do you really
lands.
need that? Isn't it just as effective to just forest above your neutral land next to the Phantasm?
Mm, no, because he could still body block.
Well, the only way, I mean, you could just make another forest next turn.
Oh.
Oh no.
Uh,
Our dreams are crushed.
uh,
Our dreams are crushed. Oh no.
Tomato. Tomato 2017. If you're watching this, please rethink your decisions. How could you not drop the juicy 1717 and
1818.
turn it into an 1818?
Yeah, just really crushing our dreams here.
And both players signalizing that that was a mistake. Jesus. I
Yeah,
mean, what else are you supposed to do with that Murder Force?
I mean,
Like I mentioned
he could
earlier, you could wait for feet, but ugh, I don't know.
he could still draw
Doesn't seem worth it.
another. I mean, actually, he could just
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
So did you just go for it? I mean, we've got the same information that he has. Like Crusher's empty-handed. He could just make a forest,
Um,
feed his Beastmaster, which hurts, and then play an aggressive Verdant Force.
Yeah, but then it gets body blocked.
Yeah, it does get body blocked, but
What are the odds here
I
that he
don't know.
doesn't
Maybe
find a creature
if he draws,
in 3 draws? He's not gonna find a creature of Frogify.
maybe he. Oh, there's the Phantasm. That'll
Yeah.
do it.
If we, if you would have just played it last turn, buddy, you could have made me proud.
Yeah.
With the juicy's 1818.
He really missed out there.
And it looks like Crush are taking this one as well now, with Pomato's biggest threat gone.
All right. Well, there's a Dreamweaver to put him out of his misery next turn.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the 710 wins. Although we had the 1717, which is obviously better than the 710, right?
Yeah, he could have just got the one shot in. He had the chance to
Yeah.
win this game, but he wasted his growth color. He didn't set it up.
Oh, Healing Song is a old school Reaver card. People used to run it before Command was a card.
Yeah, maybe he has both. I mean, we've seen both, so he does have both, but maybe he just wants an extra healing effect.
Yeah.
Oh, and I had forgot to update the score there. That was 2-0 for Crusher. So we're gonna move on to the next match. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Hawaii versus Ranma. If that's already started, then what's going to be the winner of that versus Crusher in the finals? All right, and they're waiting for us, so I will invite them.
And this was a quick tournament, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first match took a while, and we still got actually two rounds left, so it hasn't been that quick.
Oh, right, yeah.
Uh, Hawaii is in a different lobby, unfortunately. Okay,
You
no,
gotta
he's
get
not.
him in here, man.
All right, I got it.
Twitch deserves to see this. Yeah, let's see what Hawaii brings. Have you played him on ladder recently?
Hawaii, I've played him before, but not recently.
I mean, people have been experimenting, but now I feel like it's the meta hasn't changed that much, since we still have the blue jump, which is quite dominant on ladder. And sometimes we see a bit of sack because of Mayhem winning the monthly with it, and uh, a bit of Riva as well. Of course, Crackthorn and Yellow Tempo are also still good, and yeah, no real innovations here, which is kind of sad, but
Yeah, um,
I guess people are waiting for the expansion.
maybe. I mean, you always see the rogue deck out there. It's just could be anything really. It's just not the norm.
Yeah.
Green Yellow Haste maybe making a bit of a resurgence, unfortunately.
Well, some people hate it, some people love it.
Yep.
And obviously I'm biased. But oh well. I feel like it's a lot fairer now with the Doomsday nerf
Yeah.
than it was before.
Uh, all right, there. Now we got both players ready. So do you think Ranma brought something spicy, or is he just playing Reaver?
I feel like he's gonna go with the Yellow Tempo.
Yellow
It's
Tempo.
his,
Probably Yellow
it's
Tempo
a
and Reaver.
standard. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not sure how serious he takes this tournament. And I almost never see him play meme decks or anything
Yeah.
that is remotely spicy.
Yeah,
So I'm
his
kind
deck
of sad.
choices are maybe a bit stale. Huh. Okay, I guess we can't expect too much other than just Reaver and Yellow Tempo. I mean, they're not boring decks to watch. They're just not something new.
Yeah,
It's got Beirut Prophet Tides.
pretty
It's
good
fun.
hand, huh?
And
Especially
this,
if your opponent is a red-yellow combat burn.
yeah, I mean, we only see red cards here, but it's probably red yellow burn. We've already seen a mono red burn style deck.
Yeah.
Oh, Mystic Beast. So he's
Ooh,
playing the jump variant instead of the Reaver variant.
that's a strong opener here for Ranma. Next turn he'll be able to push up Water Elemental and set up Mystic Beast as well as Prophet.
Yeah, but is it gonna? I mean, is he really gonna be able to push up the water elemental if Hawaii plays a Shidden Brute?
Well, not if he drops a Shadow Brood. Yeah.
Yeah, these beefy combat units are really good against a jump deck in the early game because usually you have to hit in multiple times to them, and 3 damage is enough to kill Battletoads and Water Elemental.
Yeah.
So you don't need the extra damage on the creature. You're just getting kind of free damage onto their orb.
So it goes to the other side. Goes for the double collect here.
Yeah,
It's still pretty good. I mean, Hawaii's can't play the ground shaker this turn. So Rama is threatening triple collection here next turn.
yeah. I mean, there's not really much that Hawaii can do about it. But next turn he can play the Ground Shaker and clear off the Prophet Tides for free.
Yeah.
Um, maybe just collecting defensively with the Brute and playing a Brigand.
I mean, yeah, it sets up the ground shaker nicely if Rama goes for the trade.
Yeah, exactly.
But I doubt he's just gonna take the trade. He's probably more concerned about double collecting.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not going to take the trade, but then you have a Brigand on board and a Brute, and you set up your Ground Shaker anyway. So
Yeah.
that's what's so great about Brigand is your opponent, like even if they take the value trade on it, you get 2 Faeria backs. It's really only 1 Faeria for 2 damage, and you have so many ways to finish creatures off with Ground Shaker, Cypher's Wrath, and Flame Burst.
Yeah, it's a great card overall. And that's one of the reasons why Brigand is still strictly better than Underground Boss in my opinion. Just because it pays for itself almost after after one combat trade. So one Faeria for 2 damage, like you said, is really good.
Yeah, whereas you really need to get 2 hits in with the boss. Otherwise, it wasn't very good. It was just, if it gets hit by a Verdant Force or something, it's just 3 Feria for a delayed 3 damage.
Yeah. Although against some decks like blue, the boss can really start to pay off.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it is more susceptible to Frogify and stuff like that, but
So that's a very nice play by Ranma here.
mm,
Sees the potential ground shaker bait
well, he kind
and
of
plays
replaced
around it.
his 3/1 with another 3/1. He did. I mean, he didn't let his water alley die, so that was good.
Yeah.
Well, Brahma only has 1 card in hand. Do you think he just plays Cipher and hope he doesn't have a Frogify?
Oof, I don't know. Playing Cypher is always tough against blue, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we can
I
see
mean,
that
then
he
again,
does
it's
have it, but I think if I couldn't see Ranma's hand, I might expect him not to have it since he wouldn't keep it in his opening hand.
yeah. I mean, Cypher just contests the bot so well at this point. Clears the Mystic Beast or the Water Elemental.
Yeah, and also if Ranma had an Aurora, the Ground Shaker would be able to return kill.
Yeah. So I guess Ranma is gonna Frogify the Ground Shaker here and then drop a Warrior aggressive. I mean, that looks like the play at this point.
Yeah, so this Ground Shaker could end up clearing the way for Cipher.
A Flash Wound here would be really great for Hawaii. A Flash Wound or a Kalim's Training.
Oh, it is Gloom Straining.
Yeah. I mean, Kalim's Training is even better. That allows you to trade into the 4/4 next turn as well.
So what would you do here as Hawaii?
So trading down the Brute for sure to clear off the Fortune. Now the question is, do you want to play a second Brute or Cypher perhaps defensive?
See, I've got a different idea. What if you just play Cipher, Clean Strain the Cipher, and just go around eating up all of those jumpers? Cipher.
I mean, you already saw one Frogify, so maybe this is not
Yep.
such a bad idea.
So Rama's going to have 2 draws for a Frogify, so 1 in 12, roughly,
Yeah.
chance.
I don't know, for some reason, like, I like clearing though.
Yeah, I mean it is tempting, but it doesn't seem it like to me. It doesn't actually look like it accomplishes anything. I'd rather just have a flying charge 2 Cipher.
So I guess you just play Cypher and wait.
Yep.
That's the line.
I guess there's also Aurora that would punish you. So it's 1 in 8 for him to draw one of those.
Yeah.
You went with
It's
your
still
play.
an, yeah. I mean, this is still a good play since you can value trade the Shadow Brute. You trade 6 Faeria and 2 cards for 7 Faeria and 2 cards. and a bit of face damage.
Yeah, he got the better end of that for sure.
Oh, Flash Wound would be insane. I feel like you want to draw for it at this point.
I mean, this is exactly what I talked about. Now you wish you had the clean training for Cypher. These jumpers are just gonna run circles around you.
Noisy Wave Crush, huh? So yeah, with your line, you just set up Kalim. I mean Cypher.
Yep. Just eat something every turn. Oh wow. He didn't retreat with his Mystic Beast.
I mean, he's gonna get the base stats here, right?
Yeah, it's gonna become
So
like
that's...
a 9/7, I think.
No, it's gonna get
Or no, sorry, it's a seven
only
seven.
2. Yeah.
Hmm. Do you play Brute or do you save for Spectre?
I feel like you want to save for Spectre.
They do the same amount of damage.
If you top deck a Flash Wound though, you might be able to lethal him.
I think Brute doesn't Brute set up lethal, and Spectre doesn't. I mean, the
I
Aurora would
mean,
have punished it.
yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any transformation from Ranma all game.
No, we saw the Farmfly.
Yeah, I mean, um, no Mirror Phantasms as such.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
No
mean,
Mirror Phantasm, no Mega.
at this point, I assume you're playing max 1 Phantasm in this blue jump deck.
Oh yeah, okay. And now Ninja Turtle is lethal.
Well, isn't Water Elemental
Oh
lethal?
yeah, my bad. So yeah, Water Elemental is also lethal.
Why would he not want to play it? Like, there's usually
He
not any
was
AoE.
debating if he should heal.
How could he lose here? Like, he's out of. Oh, Flameburst, Ciphers. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to play around a 3-card combination, but if you're not setting up lethal, then you're just giving your opponent another turn.
I mean, you could clear the toad here and hope the library burns Runner.
Yeah, I think you have to. Because you can, okay, with the claim screening, you can do 6 damage, which puts him at 1.
Yeah, it's
Super close. I mean,
super close, but
if he
not
goes
bad.
face with the Spectre, he's just dead.
Yeah, he's gonna clear the toad.
Yep, and now this Emperor's Command is going to be super important.
I mean, he's going back to 8. Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he still dies, doesn't he?
Yeah. doesn't have a way to get out of range of the Spectre. And this sets up lethal. Yeah, Hawaii wins. And apparently my laptop ventilation is going crazy. I'm not sure if you're able to pick that up, but it's
Um,
doing weird noises.
I cannot hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay. Hawaii wins. That was really close. That was like one damage off
Yeah.
lethal for both players. It's pretty crazy. And I think well played on both sides. I would have played it differently. I would have saved the Queen's training and eaten up some toads. But he got in the damage he needed with the
Yeah.
brute.
I mean, library is always risky against burn.
Yep.
And we see actually for once the HP matters on library. Usually it doesn't, but in
Yeah,
this
you have
matchup
enough
it does.
healing to outrace it. Yeah, I guess Ram. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, because blue jump won, so now we get a blue jump
Yeah.
mirror.
And we see Triton Warrior opener versus the Water Elemental opener. And
Yeah,
both have profit in hand, so
really good opening for Hawaii. Triton wearing the Prophet Tides is pretty much the second best thing you can have to like Battletoads Aurora Prophet of Tides,
yeah.
I think. Ooh,
Ooh,
Archon.
Archon is interesting.
That's cool. So he's maybe playing a bunch of Phantasms with this. Phantasms in addition to the Colossus.
Probably. The one thing I don't like about Archon is that it only gets powered up after you drop your Wave Crush. And usually you wanna use your Archons on board earlier to double collect and fight, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that much worse than Triton Warrior even as a 4/4.
I mean, no, it's not. But I just feel like it's a bit counter intuitive. Like you want to play Wave Crush late game when they are discounted massively and only cost 4 Faeria. But Gabriel and Archons, I feel like you want to trigger as fast as possible to get the most value out of the card, being a 6/6.
Yeah, I mean, the card's pretty insane as a 6/6, but it's like as long as you can eventually trigger it, then I think it's a good card.
Yeah,
Like here,
I just like fast triggers. Like
yeah, I mean that would be better,
back in
but
the old blue control, you used to play Mirror Phantasm and Windfalls.
yeah, Windfalls, so you would actually only have to, once you get to 10 Fairy, you can just immediately drop a 6/6 Archon with 7 drop.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Windfall is dead now. I feel like those nerfs were a bit unjustified. Sure, the
So
blue mana engine was strong, but
yeah,
I feel like they overdid it there.
yeah, I would have preferred if they nerfed Library, which maybe it's more clear now that that's what they should have done than it was then, but Library just
Yeah,
seems like the more unfair card since it just generates so much value, even though it's not immediate. It's just it generates its value pretty quickly.
I mean, you can kind of feel helpless almost if you play against the library, because some decks lack counterplay if you don't draw command by any chance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
what is Sec going to do against the library or mono green?
mm, Lose usually. What do you think of Ranma's play here to actually draw and play Aurora on his water elemental?
I mean, you don't really need land here because you play around profit this way. I feel like this is a good play by him. Like if Hawaii were to profit last turn, even then he could have just cleared off the water elemental without collecting himself from Ranma as well. So maybe this is a good line.
Okay, so if Rainbow wants to collect here and clear the 4/4, he's gonna have to um, move this lake that the water elemental is on right in front of Aurora there,
Yeah,
which is awkward. Awkward lands.
it's a bit awkward, but
Okay, so he's gonna go aggressive instead.
I don't know if I like this line. You
Yeah,
essentially just give up the water elemental here. Because Triton Warrior is gonna collect, no matter what.
yeah, I don't
Then
like this line either. I mean, you get way better lands doing it, but you have worse creatures on the board.
maybe he doesn't care about value trading since he has a library in hand. So you just want the lands to continuously pump out creatures.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not in any danger of. Well, he's not in that much danger of just getting run over here by the 4/4 since the 1/1 and the 3/1 contest the 4/4, so the 4/4 just has to
Yeah.
collect. But he's not left with any jump creatures on board to double collect.
Yeah. Oof, I feel like Battletoads is a nice pickup here for Hawaii.
Yep.
Being able to contest those 1/1s and 3/1s is very nice.
Yeah, would you place one aggressive here and like one in the middle?
I think so, yeah.
Since you're probably not too sad if Ranma like makes a land to trade his 3/1 into your Toad.
If he does that, you're perfectly fine, I think.
Yep, I agree. Profit.
I mean, this way he can't even drop library and collect this turn. Now he has to make the land and play his library in a semi-awkward spot.
Well, he can play his library pretty much anywhere he wants. It doesn't have to be an awkward spot, right?
Yeah, if you place it on the far left side though, you you kind of deny yourself the collection later on.
You could maybe play it where the Aurora is and clear the Toad. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of doing, except I would have played the 3/1 next to the well. Yeah, maybe this is better because he's got the toads there. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, the 4/4 can value clear, but you have a library on board. So again, you can just spam the board with creatures and run a taunting, trying to get an early conceder of Hawaii.
Uh, yeah, he's gonna need to clear this library to secure his advantage in this game because he's got the two Colossus, so those are gonna put a lot of pressure on. But with Rama drawing an extra card turn and getting a bunch of extra Faeria, he should be able to keep up with the Colossus.
Yeah. Now, do you see Mystic Beast here or Colossus? I guess Super PC Colossus.
Yep, seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, so Hawaii wanting to apply pressure here. Radiance, however, is an answer for Ranma.
Yeah, this Ninja Toad is really good to protect your library and protect you from taking too much damage. So that's 11 damage right there, potentially threatening you. You could also, okay, he didn't want to block with the Colossus. Yeah, that would be pretty risky.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I mean, just clear the 4-2, I think.
yeah, not much else to do this turn. Oh, is he actually going for Colossus?
Yeah, I don't think uh, I mean, maybe he, no, he has the Frogify. I mean, by playing Colossus, you just give your opponent all the options, right? He could clear the library, he could go face with both, he could double collect and trade, or
Yeah,
it's just your opponent can pretty much do whatever they want. Whereas if you clear the 4-2, they are pretty limited. They just have to, hit you with the Colossus, and that's about it.
yeah, and they're not even able to double collect this turn either, if they choose to. No Frogify to punish Ranma here, unfortunately for Hawaii.
Yeah, and you can't really afford to draw for it since he really needs to make these lands. Would you clear the library here? Would you
I
trade your
think I would.
7/7s? Yeah, he's gonna make the really conservative play here and just clear the board.
And now Ranma's kinda left with only a 2/2 attacking phase at the moment. Nothing else going on.
Yeah, I really don't like his play last turn of
Yeah,
playing the Colossus. Given that he has the Frogfire in hand, he had the answer to that Colossus. He just needed to save his library to um, keep his card draw and his fairy generation going.
yeah, you really need to protect that library. Maybe he forgot about the jump. Happens to the best.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky sometimes. So he's really pinched on Faeria here. You can't Frogify and Ninja Toad.
Well, what do you even do at this point? Do you just wait for a Radiance maybe to come down?
Um, I guess you just slow the bleeding with a Frogify. I don't know. I was kind of leaning towards Ninja Toad actually. Um, I guess it's not so bad if this 4-2 warrior clears the Aurora because you can then get the clear
Yeah,
with the 2-2.
while double collecting still.
And it's
I
not so
feel like you
bad
can.
if he just hits you for 6 because you have Radiance.
Now Hawaii has to think this through. Do you want to go full offensive here and drop the Archon? Or do you want to play for the board? And it looks like he's going to play for the board. Could even drop a Mystic Beast now behind and be in a good shape. But I guess he chooses Archon because it's just a better stat body.
Yeah, I mean that's really good. 4 Fairy 6/6 charge 2.
Yeah, doesn't seem terrible at the moment. Um, yeah, so what can Rama do here? Like we
Well,
mentioned, the return kill.
I think you just have to set up a double collector and hope to take back the board next turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's one Faeria off playing the Wave Crush as well.
Make it +1 and play both, right?
Didn't he drew already? My bad then. Thought he already drew. Yeah, so +1 seems strong. Just to get more bodies on the field.
Yeah,
But
and the
this is the second Wave Crush though. He's only gonna have one more. And that's the main win condition besides Radiance maybe.
oh, he goes aggressive with it. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. That is really risky. Because he's not setting up lethal even with the Ninja Toad here,
Yeah.
and basically Hawaii just has to play any creature to set up his own lethal.
And unfortunately, Ramon not in Radiance range yet. And it looks like Hawaii is taking back the series here, yeah. Not a whole lot to do.
No. Oh yeah, the Ninja Toad is gonna lock this up, isn't it? Yeah, there's no way he can prevent the lethal with the Ninja Toad. I mean,
Yeah.
he could prevent himself from dying on board just by
But
using Prophet of Tides to block.
yeah. And it looks like that's what he's gonna opt for.
Yeah, I mean, it's his only play. The only question is how he wants to use the wheel. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. He's gonna hit for 7. Not that it really does much.
Yeah. So Hawaii with a lethal here. And he actually spots it. Well, we had some games here where people used
Yeah,
extended BM. Not not very nice. I feel like that's too much. You can do BM, you can BM to a certain degree, but you gotta cut some players some slack from time to time. Just let them soak in the victory, the defeat. I mean,
I keep forgetting to update the score. So that was Hawaii 2-0 over Ramna. He won with Combat Burn and his in the jump mirror. So we're on to the finals.
yeah. So it's gonna be Crusher against
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
yeah.
Do you know what the price is at the moment?
I believe it's 2,500 gold for first place and 1,000 for second, maybe. Not very high prizes since I think they're scaled based on the turnout, so they could be higher if there's more players.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's good that tournaments like these exist, though. Makes makes new players join the competitive scene, which wouldn't have gotten a chance to play in the monthly or other tournaments.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. White is gonna take a 2-minute break, it looks like, and then we're gonna get into the final match.
Okay, sounds great.
So he's
So
got
far,
Blue Jump and Combat Burn, and Crusher had. Do you remember what decks he played?
I think he played Blue Jump as well. And oh
Was it
Jesus,
yellow
it's getting late.
yellow events?
Okay. I think yeah,
Because
the
he played.
Yellow Vince was the second one.
Yeah, he played against Pamato in the game we watched, and he
Yeah.
beat the mono green with those two decks. So yeah.
Oh no, second wasn't Blue Jump, it was Reaver actually, I think.
Oh right, Reaver. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you probably would have gotten more views if you streamed to EU times, since most of the players are in EU.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just, I just feel like it's very unfortunate that this game isn't more popular in NA,
Yeah,
since that
most
would
of the players
make it easier.
are European. It's true. But if it's going to be on a weekday, then it's pretty hard to uh, please EU and NA.
Yeah, also true. So let's see if Hawaii can take on Crusher. Will he be crushed, or will he be the one who crushes? That is the question.
Yeah. Well, given the decks we've seen, Jump should be favored slightly against Reaver,
Yeah,
and I feel like Burn could be good against.
Tempo? I feel like Tempo is
I
ahead
think.
in that matchup.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
With the choking sand, if they run one.
Well, there's only usually one choking sand, so
Yeah, but that one game against
that one game.
Pomato, we saw how important an early removal can be. Like the Nightmare against the Grizzly was pretty much a game already.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, choking sand is really good against combat burn, but eh.
We'll have
Yeah,
to see.
I don't play a lot of either of those decks, so I can't really say which one is ahead. But my intuition says that combat burn would be better off slightly.
I mean, you also have a lot of self-damaging effects, like the Shaitan Demon, for example.
Right, right. Yeah, if the combat burn deck only has to deal, say, 14 damage, that's really easy for him.
Yeah,
Some people play Soul Pact.
some people do. I mean, it's a nice tempo card in some situations, but in other situations, it can just be a dead card in hand.
Yeah, I mean that deck already lacks a lot of card draw, so
Yeah,
it's a strong card, but it doesn't fit very well into events. Just they don't have enough density of high impact cards to really support it.
yeah, exactly. And also sometimes consistency can be a problem. If you don't get the charger on board early enough,
Yeah, it
it can be
really
really
relies
tough.
on chargers. It's the only stable early collector aside from Kaleem. I mean, you have some 3/2s, which can die easily, and you have a Shaitan Demon, which burns you out.
And especially against the burn list, the 3 twist die to Surface Wrath super easily.
Yeah,
And Flame Burst as well.
yeah. So that should be our first match. So we're probably going to depend a lot if you can find chargers or Kaleem. All right, so he throws all 3 cards. Oh wow, and he gets
And he
like the
finds
perfect.
both.
Yeah, it gets pretty much the perfect hand. Is that the exact hand of 3 cards you would choose if you were playing yellow events?
I mean, if he goes second now, he can even charge up plus Kaleem.
Yeah, going second. I think that's the exact hand you want, right?
I mean, going first, it's still okay. It's actually more than okay.
Oh yeah, I mean it's good either way. And Tori's got, some combat creatures and a gift, so maybe he'll be able to. I mean, it doesn't look like it since Koshi's got the flash one. It looks like he's going to be able to.
Oh,
What? That was very strange.
yeah.
Huh. I don't really understand that opening. I imagine you just want to get your collector out immediately. I guess he doesn't. So he doesn't want to have his deserts just next to each other. You want your deserts next to the wells.
Yeah.
That's got to be his reasoning here.
But isn't setting up Kaleem more efficient?
No, I think it
Because,
is. Yeah,
okay,
I'm not
so
saying it's correct.
Crusher,
I'm
yep.
just saying that's his reasoning. Also, he got to decide. He got to choose sides, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So I actually I'm not sure that might have been the best line there. Very unintuitive line, but getting to choose sides and getting better desert placement. Maybe this is better. Creative, but hard to
Yeah.
say which is the optimal line.
We'll have to see if delaying Kaleem by 1 turn is worth it in the end.
So Hawaii is able to play Grimguard and a Brute. Would you expect him to play both to block going from hitting face and also just secure his collections?
Yeah.
I mean, even if Crusher doesn't have the flash ring to hit face, dropping a Brute in the middle there
Yeah,
is
just to play around the probability of Crusher having flashment. And looks like Hawaii's thinking the same.
yeah, a really good play there. Putting the Brute in front instead of the Grimguard, even though the Grimguard has taunt, you might think that's the defensive one and the Brute is the aggressive one, but
Yeah.
the Brute matches up so much better against the Claim with the Gift of Steel. So both players off to really good starts.
Definitely here.
Hmm.
Crusher now in a sticky situation. Flying up with Gleam allows Hawaii to trade with a Gift of Steel. And clearing the Grimguard doesn't achieve much this turn since he still has the Brigand to collect.
Yeah, I was thinking of clearing the
The 3/6?
brigand and commanding the 2/5 to that was really the only way to win that side of the board.
Yeah.
I guess this actually. Oh no. Oh, actually, okay. So similar, but my plan would have prevented double collection. But this way, he clears the. He gets better lands. Yeah. So this is better. I like this play.
Yeah.
And he
We see a Gift
pre-buffed.
of Steel though.
True, but he pre-buffed
It's
Kaleem
gonna.
so that Kaleem wouldn't die to the Gift of Steel, which is more important anyway.
Yeah.
So do you like that play, or would you have just not traded with the treasure at all?
I feel like I would have just not traded. And
Yeah,
keeping command for healing later might also be an option.
yeah. It's definitely important to keep it for healing, but it's pretty rough to do just having a card rot in your hand when you draw it so early. Just
Yeah.
saving it for something that doesn't affect the board.
Picking up the Windstorm Colossus here. This might be a good tempo play soon.
Um,
I think I would have liked to draw here. You don't really want to make these lands.
yeah, I don't understand making these lands really at all.
And next turn you can just step on the mountain if you choose to clear the Shadowman Pest with the Sword Rain.
I guess what he's doing here, interesting.
Well,
Maybe he's just trying. No, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, it's pretty hard to kill this Kaleem, so this Kaleem is threatening the whole board.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting play. And what he's done with these lands is set up an aggressive Colossus for next turn.
I guess, yeah. So you could go for a double land and trade in both creatures.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty important to kill the Kaleem, so I guess that is the right play. I mean, it sucks to lose your double collector, but Kaleem was going to be able to kill it anyway.
Oof. That's a pretty good answer for Crusher.
Yeah, would you play the Colossus or just full clear?
I think I put the Colossus since we already saw Flashwind come down. And now he would need training Flashwind to get in range.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, Grimguard looks tempting as well. But it's just gonna be able to stall one more turn.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you draw as Hawaii and look for a better option, but
I mean, you want to find your Scourge Flames, right? But you're two lands away.
what about just racing? Maybe just play an aggressive Cipher.
Would you play Cypher maybe then to race?
Well, Grimguard would maybe you want to save that to taunt.
Yeah, that's my
So
point.
I'd probably just yeah play the aggressive Cypher. And assuming you get the combat damage from Grimguard and Crusher doesn't have any removal, then the Cypher kills in 3 hits.
It's not looking that bad, although we can see Crusher has a Nightmare in hand, but Hawaii doesn't see it.
Oh, he's just gonna +1 and play both defensively. Okay. Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is much more of a long game approach, but I think
Control line, yeah.
given that there's a last Nightmare in hand, it's probably his best option. Probably gonna work out the best.
The question is, do you Nightmare the Grimguard to hit face, or do you just try to value trade?
Oh, I would definitely Nightmare one of the 5/6s. The question is which one,
Yeah.
because the Ground Shaker is going to threaten your Colossus, but the Cypher is collecting, and it's a strictly better creature just because it can eat units and absorb their strength.
I mean, it's gonna die anyways to the Colossus, right? Unless he has command.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, he kills the Cypher. He lets his Colossus die.
Okay. Next turn he will be able to clear off the 3-1 with another Ground Shaker. So maybe Hawaii is still in this. And yeah.
It seems like a very close game to me.
Yeah, I mean he's on back behind on board now. But as I said, with the Ground Shaker next turn, he has a decent answer.
Oh, the preemptive campfire on the 3/1 would be really good here.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it though.
I mean, you gotta expect your opponent to have a big creature here at least. Right?
Yeah, I mean the common play is to buff your creature from. I guess see a lot of people buff their Outland Ranger from a 3/2 to a 4/3 to play around Cypher's Wrath. But
Yeah.
I mean, Cypher's Wrath at least costs a full card in to Faeria, whereas the damage from
Yeah.
Ground Shaker is kind of free. So I would actually kind of prefer to spend those campfires protecting a 3/1.
Yeah, and also the damage from Ground Shaker was the only possible thing he could have in hand. If he would have had something like a Cyphers, he would have played it last turn already.
Yep.
So that could have told him.
But I mean, it didn't inform him what cards were coming off the top.
Yeah. Another Charger pickup is great here.
Yeah, that's
What if...
ooh, wisdom. Charger's definitely what he wants to see here.
Yeah.
And
Especially with Soul Pact.
I suppose
It's a
Hawaii just
nice combo.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's just one Faeria deal 2 damage to yourself, and with the Charger get +4/+0.
I mean, he wants to find his Colossus eventually, so he can just win by dropping 7/7s in his face.
Yeah, so I think you probably just drop the boss aggressively.
I think so,
And
yeah. If boss gets to its face, gets to its face, it'd be very good for Hawaii.
so do you Kaleem String to clear the 3/1, or do you Kaleem String to collect, set up a double attack with the making the mountain up, like Kaleem Stringing up, then make the mountain above, play boss, and set up pitting face with both? Or do you just
Yeah,
clear?
I think I like the boss line.
Because you could also just clear and play a boss in the middle.
I
Oh
mean,
wow, he's playing really, really defensive.
if boss gets out of control, it's gonna be by hitting face and generating a ton of extra Faeria.
Yeah, really important pickup of the Wind Soldier there to keep his charger alive. And now he's probably just deciding how much damage he wants to hit for.
Yeah, looks like it. And no, no mobility for Hawaiian hand to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, he can always draw another mobility card here. He's got 2 draws to find it.
Yeah. So what do you think of going defensive here? Oh, well, that's a card.
Well, it seems to have definitely worked out for him. Um,
Oh, that's even better. Although, it's gonna get last nightmare here.
yeah, but that's Crusher's whole turn, and then Hawaii's finally going to have a tempo advantage. He's going to have more Faeria.
He's gonna have tempo advantage, that's true.
He's going to be down
But as soon as,
cards.
yeah, he's gonna be down cards, and he wants to really make those lands for Scourge Flame. Okay, so he chooses to play the Outland Ranger. And he buffs it. We see the Flame Burst punish. I mean, even the Sniper's Wrath would have punished here.
Yeah, wow. Just praying that there's no Flame Burst. That was the first Flame Burst we've seen this game, right? So kind of a Hail Mary almost.
Yeah. And now Crusher's in a bad spot. He can still drop the Charger in the middle and try to go for a sneaky lethal with the Flash Wind.
Yeah, if he it's gonna be hard to get lethal in one shot. You need to draw
You
2
just have
events.
to, yeah, you just need to get another event next turn.
He needs either a Claim Straining or a Flash Wind.
I mean,
But he can also just use this charger to, collect and trade. He doesn't have to necessarily get lethal with it.
yeah.
Wow. Hawaii has given up just every opportunity to play an aggressive boss. Or
It's
maybe
like
3 turns that I thought that's what he would do.
yeah.
He's never done it.
It's almost like this little boss is starving here. He just wants to hit face.
Wow. So he can double
It's
collect and to clear both of his opponent's collectors here.
isn't wait, is there somewhere
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
set up lethal? I would highly suggest setting up lethal, right?
Oh yeah, by last night marrying the brute. That is a totally different way you could go about doing this. Oh wait, it is lethal.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about clearing both the collectors. Oh, he didn't see it.
Uh, well,
I mean, I didn't see it at first
where
either.
does
It was
where does BM end and where does missing lethal start?
yeah,
I'm gonna be so confused after this series.
yeah. It was just a really tempting line to clear both of his collectors and get out and set up quad collecting. I mean, you can't really, there's winning the game, there's BM, and there's just setting up a ton of value. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have
A
your
ton of
priorities.
value that's gonna get cleared by flame burst and side pass, you know?
Yep. Okay. So all
Well,
three of his Scourge Flame Specters are in the bottom 11 cards this game. I mean, he may not play all three, but if he does, they were all in the bottom.
yeah.
Sheet and Demon seems like one of the best pickups he could have possibly had, because he can just block collection here, and yeah, that might give him the edge here. Whoa, we didn't play it.
Well, okay. Now you drop a boss aggressive, surely, right?
I mean, he could set up Scourge Flame Spectre.
I mean, if boss gets to hit anyways, and we already saw two chargers, maybe.
Yeah, but there's Last Nightmare and there's Choking Sands that would ruin your day.
Right. But, uh,
I think it's a pretty tough choice.
well, you don't. I mean, you don't have to make these choices if it's just lethal. But
Well,
oh
he
well.
he's not the one who had lethal though. He couldn't have avoided
Yeah.
these choices on his own. Oh my god. Just the most defensive play I've ever seen from these
This
these
might actually go to fatigue.
underground bosses. Yeah, maybe that's his plan. Maybe he's just gonna fatigue him. There's only 7 cards left in his deck.
Fatigue him for style points.
I I'd be impressed. Okay, so should this Colossus dash in between the wells? You're kind of Faeria Starved, you get a lot of stuff in your hand.
I would do it. I mean, you have double Wind Soldier in hand.
Nope,
Must Smog.
he's kind of aggressive.
What do you value here more, the boss or the brute?
I mean, your opponent's at 10 life, and you have a Scourge Flame Spectre in hand. I think the Brute. Man, have you ever seen a game between Yellow Tempo and Combat Burn go this long?
No, I haven't. It's gonna be lethal for Crusher. If Hawaii doesn't body block.
Doesn't feel great.
Not really. Oh,
Oh, that feels better.
Tom pickup. That definitely feels better. I mean, you have to respect Wind Soldier here as Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of deduce what cards are left in Crusher's deck and hand, and there's a bunch of wind soldiers in them. So yeah, like if Crusher draws, he has, yeah, maybe he's just thinking over what's left in his deck. But
Yeah. Oof. This actually sets up lethal.
yeah, this sets up lethal for Hawaii. Man, he's getting so much help from his opponents, just dealing a little bit of damage to themselves. Both series, couldn't have done it alone, but the Shaitan demons in the
Yeah,
libraries are on his side.
indeed. What a series. That's that's not enough.
Yeah, and Crusher knows it because he hasn't seen a Scourge Flame all game. He knows that there's a bunch of them left in his deck.
And finally, Hawaii goes aggressive here, and Demon does the job for him.
Betrayed by his own Shaitan demon. Oh man, that was a pretty crazy game. Almost went to fatigue between those two decks. That's not what I expected.
Yeah, me neither. It's yellow tempo and red yellow burn. These are supposed to be fast matches.
Yeah,
But Hawaii really playing the long game, and in the end, it paid off, I guess.
he definitely played the long game. He had I might have lost track. Like 4 chances to play an aggressive boss, and
Yeah.
I know that some of them would have worked out poorly. Maybe all of them. I'm not sure, but definitely some of them would have worked out poorly. So good for him choosing to play conservative and knowing the matchup well that he can win a long game.
Yeah. So at this point, it's a match point for Hawaii, right?
Yep, and they both switch decks. So we've got Reaver for Crusher and Blue Jumper for Hawaii.
So this matchup is usually very favored for the blue jump player.
Yeah,
And hopefully this doesn't drag on that long. It's, it's getting kind of late, or should I say kind of early in Europe.
yeah, you gotta go to sleep soon. Well, I mean, it's only 2 games maximum, and
Yeah.
as long as they're shorter than the last one, it should be over in I don't know 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I can say for sure though. These games are worth watching.
Yeah, I mean that last one was just great. There were so many decisions, and it was really close the whole way through. So good openings for both players. Only problem is that Crusher's got an awkward hand now that he's played his Battletoads.
Yeah, especially with the healing song, you don't want to have that in your starting hand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Healing Song would be
Let's see what Hawaii does.
a pretty good tech card against a Combat Burn. It's
Healing
not
song, yeah.
still not good in your opening hand, but it's a card you want to draw into later in the game. But he's actually not going to get to play that matchup since Hawaii also switched decks.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Blue Jump should be able to outpressure the River. No, he's probably debating whether he should go for the collection this turn and set up Profit in between the wells. or if he wants to play around the transformation effect, like a Mythmaker or Phantasm on the Toad. So it's just gonna wait a turn. Fair enough. And we see the Mirror Phantasm picked up actually. So yeah, playing the early profit here for the greedy double collection wouldn't have paid off.
It's kind of interesting that Hawaii, or wait, oh wait, I got confused here. Crusher switched. Crusher asked me that if it was okay that he switched decks, but he was the one who had to switch decks, right? So
Why had to switch decks, yeah.
yeah.
But did Crusher choose to switch decks?
No, Hawaii had the option.
Oh, okay.
Or no, wait, I'm wrong. No, sorry, I was back. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so Crusher had
Yeah,
to
okay.
switch.
My bad, I was confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rules don't say that you can't switch decks if you lost. Just that you have to switch decks if you won.
Yeah. And wow, that's a turn 3 play again.
Yeah, really strong getting that Mystic Beast out so early and getting trade onto the Toad. Hmm.
Yeah.
Why would he move
really
his
putting pressure on?
Toad over there?
I have no idea. Now Hawaii can just make a leg there, trade the Toad and drop the Archon.
Yeah, looks good to me. I mean, if he had just kept his Toad on the well, he could Phantasm and trade with the 4/5 next turn. That would have been pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, maybe Kusher thought he was getting baited into something, so he chose to trade off instead of take the value trade.
Oh, you mean Hawaii? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hawaii thought he was getting baited into something. That's the only.
Yeah, trying to play around odd Toad movement.
Or I guess he got in one more point of damage this way.
Yeah, you get an
So maybe that was it.
additional,
One of those two things, I guess. Oh, and
and you play around command, I guess.
yeah. So Crusher has the combo, the command plus Aurora's trick combo here.
And is he gonna go for it actually?
I mean, it clears one creature and sets up the other one to die to a Ninja Toad, so it looks good enough to me.
I mean,
Maybe he wants to save his command to. I mean, you could kill the 3/1, which is collecting, or you could save it for a library. Or you could just make two 5/5s. The 5/5s line up really well, so
yeah.
that's a good play as well.
I almost want to hit face here,
It's
but I
tempting. You
guess
can
you have
hit
to
him.
play around Radiance.
can hit him for 8.
So I guess you take the command trade on the 5/5 and Frogify the other one.
I don't know if you want to waste a Frogify and a 5/5 when your opponent's playing like Reavers and Beirut.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe if you had 2 Frogifies, but I wouldn't use my only one. He's got the Ninja Toad to clean up the 5/5 after he gets a trade. Oh, second Ninja Toad. Maybe you do just go face now.
Yeah, Ninja Toad represents a lot of burst. Goes for the clear. I mean, he could have set up lethal. Potentially. Because the Phantasm's gonna trade into the 4/2. And then he could have just cleared the Toad that jumps over with a Ninja Toad, maybe?
Are you saying if he just went face with both for 8 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, both of his guys would get cleared. Or, oh, would he, well, yeah, both of his guys would get cleared, right? Oh, trading in the Toad instead of collecting with it, okay. Wasn't really expecting that.
Oh, looks like we are actually seeing Trick Command in action.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good here because it blocks you from getting hit. So it just buys you a lot of time. And again, the Ninja Toad can clean up.
Opts to go for the shell. And the healing song, okay.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that play. Just really early use of the healing song.
I
It's
feel like
nice
you want to draw here.
to get the shell down though.
Yeah, shell is fine.
So if you
Mystic Beast.
deal an Archon and you've played 2/7/7s already, does it get the +2/+2? I've never seen it happen, but I assume it would.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Hmm. Yeah, now he's kind of Faeria starved here because he really wants to use the command plus Aurora's trick combo. He wants to Ninja Toad down
But you
this
also
4/2.
kind of want to...
Wow.
Oh,
3
I guess
Ninja
you...
Toads in Reaver. That's a bit odd.
I mean, we've already seen Healing Song, which is a odd choice. Like I said, it used to be run in the older Dream Reaver lists. I'm not sure if it's needed now with the presence of Command in the meta.
Yeah, I feel like command is just a better option. The only reason you'd play Healing Song is if you wanted another heal card, but with Reaver and Radiance and command, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Well, he opted not to play the library. I don't know if you can win this game without library. I mean,
He's getting pretty low here.
you'd be, I mean, he'd be pretty close to dying with the library, but you need the Fairy in the card draw. Maybe your only way to win is to find Radiance with the
Yeah,
library
but
going.
how are I playing around Radiance here by not hitting in?
Yeah, but he could play the Radiance if he
He
had the
could have
library
played
down.
Radiance if he had the library down, yeah.
Yeah. Um. So
I mean, Ninja Toad clear, or or a trick.
you trick the 4/5, I guess. That's the best way to survive this. The only other
Yeah,
way would be Frogify and heal, but that's just not a winning line at all.
and it looks like Crusher giving up here.
Yeah, I guess he's giving up. I mean, he could have survived that turn, but it wasn't looking good for him.
Yeah.
All right, so Hawaii
Hawaii
takes it
takes
2-0.
victory.
Yep, congratulations to Hawaii. Pretty well played games. Definitely some interesting decisions he made, and he showed that he really understood the matchups that he played.
Yeah. Well, thanks anyone who participated in the tournament.
Yep, thanks to everyone who participated. Thanks to everyone for watching. And this is going to be a weekly tournament, so there will be another one next Tuesday,
Yeah.
same time. So tune in for that. Thanks for casting with me. It was a pleasure to have
No
you on.
problem, as always. Was fun.
Yep,
And
good.
glad to help you out. Maybe
Yep.
we'll see new caster next week, or are you planning on keeping this cast? I
Um,
mean,
I'm gonna cast it again, and I mean you can cast it with me again if you want, or I could find someone else probably. Depends on what your schedule is, I guess.
in Faeria Team League we rotate a lot casters, I think. That's also something fun, but if there aren't that many people willing to cast, so
Yep.
I think I could give it a shot again, yeah.
Yep.
And
Well,
if my sleep schedule allows it. Well, I have a dentist appointment in about 2.5 hours, so I don't know how I'm gonna get there without being too tired and too mentally fatigued.
yeah.
But I guess I'll have enough brain power to keep my mouth open for about a half an hour.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm gonna end this stream here. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you later.
Yeah, see ya.